Good morning. Um, just finished my bike ride. About to start walking. Um, there's a lot of cars going by this morning, so sorry about that. Gotta take the trash can back down. Not really sure where I want to start today, to be honest with you. I do have a couple things I want to talk about. I guess I'll start with what happened last night. I was just kind of perfectly asleep. No real, it was the first time I was going to bed at a decent time. I kind of stayed up late, or later, I guess, because I'm trying to get back to a better sleep schedule. So I went to bed at like 9, and for some reason I woke up at like 1:30, 1 something, and like a super bad cold sweat, and I was kind of, I don't know, I was kind of having a bit of a panic attack, but I'm not really sure why. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. I moved directly into the walk today. I didn't take a break. So yeah, I just kind of had a bit of a panic attack. Not really sure exactly why. The last time I had that happen, my brother was in a car accident. But everyone's home and safe. So I'm hoping, just a random bad dream caused it that I don't remember anything about. But I guess when it comes to all my friends, I hope you're okay. And it wasn't one of you guys having something bad happen. Because I genuinely have no fucking clue. So I want to talk about what I kind of ended with yesterday, and that being why I am kind of hesitant with my commitment to play TBC or Wrath of the Lich King Classic with some of my friends. I guess what it really boils down to is the main person who convinced me to start playing Classic is kind of at odds with some of the other people that I would be playing with. And I've kind of talked to both of them about it. They know who they are. I think what it really boils down to is they've been picking on each other for so fucking long and just escalating the jabs they throw that whenever one of them makes a little joke, it's to the other person it feels like they're throwing rocks. And neither one of them's happy with it, from what I can tell. It's just they're both extremely fucking stubborn. So I told them both that I was gonna sit them both down and talk before the new expansion came out, because I personally want both of them in the raid still. But while we are on our retail raid break until Dragonflight comes out, I don't want to, I'd rather see them take some time apart and cool down. I think that's the best course of action for that. But the problem with that, for like my classic standpoint, is, with both of them playing classic, it almost feels like I need to make a choice, which I don't really know where I would go with that. Because the one person does weekend raiding for classic, so it doesn't interfere with their retail raid schedule, which is really cool because it allows us to, be able to play even while they're playing both versions of the game. And for most of our guild, we would just be killing time until Dragonflight comes out by playing classic. And we've talked about making like a small scale guild for that, which I think would actually be pretty fun if in the long term we could set ourselves up in a way that, when we're done with progression rating on retail, we had enough people to transition to classic and do classic progression in our downtime. So I would like to see that happen. I think it'd be super fun because I feel like the downtime is what kind of messes with people the most between long patch cycles. Obviously, we hope that Dragonflight doesn't have those crippling patch cycles, which are the cause of suffering for a lot of people when it comes to retail. But we kind of have to see when that all happens. So, really what it comes down to is, if those two friends are still not really talking super well yet, if I start playing classic, I basically would need to pick And I know that neither one of them wants me to pick, because neither one of them's like that. But the time that I put in would be going where it would be going. That said, I feel like at that point I would probably just go with the first person I was playing for, just because I think that makes the most sense to me. And I was contemplating being one of the weekend people with them and our other friend who's been experiencing like Classic for the first time, as somebody that started in BFA, which, God, do I feel bad for him. Never seeing like any great content. Sorry, I need a drink there. But yeah, I mean, it's tough in that situation. Like I said, neither one of them want me to be in it, and neither one of them would want me to pick at all. Just kind of like a somewhat moral dilemma I'm in currently. Something else I'd kind of like to talk about, just pivoting a bit here. My other childhood best friend, Jordan, is getting married in February. Kind of skipped out on mentioning him yesterday. I feel like we were friends in like elementary school, but we didn't really get super close until middle school. I don't want to go into like many details because it's personal to his situation, but I can't remember if it was 6th or 7th grade, I noticed that he started only coming to school for like half the day. And like I said, at this point I would say we were friends. Like, we talked in like the gym bleachers and stuff in the morning, and like stuff like that. We were kind of just more like friends of friends, probably. An interesting story about him. I think we were in elementary school, and we were both like really big fans of Dragon Ball Z, and we were on a school field trip to the roller rink, and I told him jokingly, to go Super Saiyan, which resulted in him going way too fast, falling, and breaking his arm. But that's kind of before where I was going with that story. It's just something I thought about. So back to middle school, he started to come half a day, and then I noticed that he just wasn't coming at all anymore. And not a whole lot of people knew why. I didn't really know why. But we would, we would talk about like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Game Boy games and stuff during like lunch. And there was one Game Boy Advance game that he used to talk about all the time. Sorry, I gotta switch arms. Kind of tired today. But it was called Golden Sun. You may or may not have heard of it. It's one of the probably coolest Game Boy Advance games. And I kind of wish they didn't just like axe the whole series. It was kind of like it was like a Final Fantasy style JRPG, but with like a lot of extra features that were just super uncommon. But the point of that is, me in my little teenage years, I asked my parents to get it for me. I don't remember if it was my mom or my dad, but they got it for me. And I had known that he had the strategy guide for it, which once again dates me, because you guys know how long ago you needed a strategy guide instead of the internet. So I open up a phone book, find his phone number, and call his house and talk to him for a little bit, and ask if I could borrow his strategy guide. At which point his older brother took it to work with him at the gas station right down the road from me. And I borrowed it and I played through the game without really thinking much of it. And then when I was done, I had called to return it. And that's when I kind of heard about what was going on with him and being homebound from school. And we started hanging out a lot and talking. Started playing online video games together. And we've done that for, ever since. We still play World of Warcraft together. We played Guild Wars together. It all started with Phantasy Star Online. Just a bunch of great memories. And like I said, he's getting married I think it's like over 8 years ago, his brother got like a really good job down in Florida with his wife and firstborn, and his whole family basically uprooted to Florida. So I haven't seen him in like a long time. We just talk online. So I'm really looking forward to the trip, even though I'm extremely terrified of planes, just because I have no idea how my head problems will end up going. But I'm really looking forward to it. I was scared he might ask me to be his best man, but thankfully his brother is. I don't know that I could do like a speech in front of that many people. I have no idea who they are. I'm a little bit too awkward for that, I think. Obviously, if he had asked me, I would have panicked through it the best I could. But I am in the wedding party, and I am looking forward to it with pretty much every fiber of my being. And I just, it is what it is. I was gonna get my suit measurements done, but considering the amount of weight I've lost in the recent time, I'm kind of delaying that until about December, which is what his lovely fiance said would be an okay, time frame of month and a half to 2 months for them to get the suit tailored for my size. So I look good for the wedding. I'm just, mentally scared that I'm gonna go up or down and it cause a lot of issues with sizing. I don't want to look like I'm wearing a baby's t-shirt or wearing a tent. Either way, I'd like it to look as good as possible for their wedding. I don't want to look stupid. So yeah, I have about 3 months to figure out what my body is doing, which is also helping me with the motivation to keep doing this. I feel like every day I do this, I enjoy my time on the bike less and less, and enjoy my day, like my time talking, more and more. I feel like it's getting easier to think of what I want to talk about instead of just trying to go with what pops up. I will say that a good couple of my friends are aware of this series now. My friend Robin started leaking it to people because he was proud of me, I guess. So I had to give it to the people that I was excited to share it with the most before I felt entirely committed to the process of doing it every day. I wanted to go, a week or 10 days before I started outwardly sharing it with people. it's tough. You know, I'm happy that they know, but I'm still not 100% confident in my ability to keep going like this. I'm just hoping I turn it into enough of a habit that I just get used to it and like doing it as much. I kind of hope I don't run out of stories. Yeah, 25 and a half minutes in. It's the longest walk yet. I guess I just want to give like a big shout out to my friends who are pushing me to keep going with this, who are excited about me putting this kind of effort into myself. Because you know, a big part of myself is my mental struggles, and I'm pretty open about them. Like, I'll basically tell anybody that'll listen how like upset or sad I am. And sometimes it's hard to have that conversation with people, but I feel like if people can see it here, it's less difficult to have the conversation and more about it's more about me just being able to talk and almost have, you know, the potential for unlimited people to hear this story. Because while I don't think that I would ever do anything in regards to self-harm, I have often thought about it quite a lot. And I think having a record to explain, you know, where I'm at will be good to have. So, well, I think I'm gonna wrap up day 3 on that. To all my friends that are watching now, thank you for helping to motivate me. But yeah, have a good day.